Hello and welcome. I'm Colin Daniel from riffninja.com, and this is lesson number 3 in a series of 3 lessons, and we're taking inspiration from Sunshine of Your Love, Eric Clapton and Cream. And I've got one more thing to add to this, and this is to spice up your progression. I've given you the rhythm loop, you know, with the single note lines and the double stops, the major third and the minor thirds, and so we've covered all that. And now I just want to show you another place where you can make things interesting and still not lose the whole essence of the progression and have a little fun with that. And that is in the chorus, and that's why I taught you these bar chords. So if you were going to present this as a performance, as a representation of a take on Sunshine of Your Love instrumentally, you could do what I showed you in the verse parts with the riffs and vary the riffs to make it interesting. And then what I like to do is when I get to the chorus, I like to play a little fill riff right after the A chord, like then your fill riff. So I'm going to go through a few riffs that you can drop into this, and then I'll show you how I fit it into the chorus, and that should keep you out of trouble for a while. This is a little more tricky and takes a little more speed. So the first thing to do is it's going to come off the A major chord, and this is why I chose the A major. Now, in the original solo in the Cream version, Clapton plays most of it in D pentatonic minor, but I like to move to the A pentatonic minor because it really changes key here. You know, you can get away with either scale to play the solo over, but this is what I'm going to use is the A pentatonic scale right here. It's the 5 of D pentatonic minor. It's called a cross key. It's a common thing to do in blues. So we're going to cross key it and play it in A. And so the first riff I'm going to give you is a real blues standard, and you may know a variation of this, and you can use all kinds of variations of this, but there's tons of them, but this is a good move to learn. So you're going to take out of your A pentatonic minor scale, which starts at the 5th fret, you're going to start on the 3rd string. 3rd string, 7th fret, you're going to stretch a whole step. A whole tone. Now you notice I got my other fingers in behind it. And then I'm going to cross over. And this is the essence of the riff. And I'll shorten it a little bit. I might go, you know, instead of following through the whole scale. The trick is to get this stretch in time. And it's got to be on pitch. It's the next pitch in your scale, you know. So we're taking this, a 7th fret, which is a D note, and stretching it to the E. But we're not playing the E on the 2nd string, 5th fret. We're just going right across to the A on the 1st string like this. And then you just follow through with your scale. So if you're putting it into the progression, so that would be the trick, right, is to learn to, if you're really fast, you might be able to double up your notes, but I'm assuming you're not like an expert guitar player at this point, so, you know, just slow it down a little bit. And on the 3rd string, 7th fret, and then that brings you right to the C chord because this is a D note. You know, and I have my crunch on. Okay, so that's one riff that you can put in there. Remember, this happens 3 times, right? So you've got 3 spots you can drop a riff in. Now, once you get the hang of these 3 riffs that I've given you, you should be able to add your own thing. The next movement could be, which is a hammer-on pull-off movement that I like to do through the entire scale, but you don't have the time here to do that, so you're going to go. Again, end on that D because it leads right into the C chord, right? Right? So now you got 2 riffs. How do you do this riff? So it's a pick, hammer, pull off, then pick. Pick, hammer, pull off, pick, hammer, pull off, right? When you pull off, you're just using the fleshy edge of your finger to let the string ring out. So it goes, then you start on the 5th fret, 2nd string, and do the same movement again, except, you know, when you're on the 1st string, you went like this, you went, and you ended on the 8th fret, 2nd string, because it's part of your scale, right? So I went, then the next movement is on the 2nd string, and you do the same thing you did on the 1st string, just on the 2nd string. The pick, hammer on, pull off. Your hammer on is really, like I'm doing it so quick you might not be able to see it, but I'm actually, and yeah, I hate using that 3rd finger. It's stronger. Try and work on the pinky. I've been trying to encourage you through all these lessons to use your pinky to get it stronger. The trick with the hammer on is to just hit the string good and hard because I'm not picking that, right? Sounds like I am, but I'm not. I'm just hitting it with the bone tip of my finger really good and hard and letting the string ring out. So pick, hammer, pull off, pick, pick, hammer, pull off, pick. And that's our 2nd riff. Right? Okay, so when you get the timing for that, I got one more riff. And this is kind of a combination thing. Using the string stretch from our 1st riff. Except now instead of crossing over to the 1st string, we're still going to stretch a whole step. And you notice how I get at least one other finger in behind my 3rd finger when I'm doing the stretch. And that's a hammer on there, the hammer on pull-off movement we did. So now we have 3 riffs that we can work on. So, the first one, the second one, and the third one. Now let's put them together into the chorus, and then you have a complete chorus that you can have some fun with. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. right? And then you're back into that progression. Yeah, so now that you've got that, think about a few of your own that you can add in there, ad lib, improvise. Now that I've got you started, maybe modify what I've given you. And this lesson is all about giving you musical freedom. And so is my course that I worked really hard on that I'm promoting through these lessons. And that is the Rhythms and Riffs of Classic Blues. And if you're really interested and you really want a good lesson on that, you can find out more about this course at riffninja.com/blues-rhythms. And appreciate your time, and I hope that this has furthered your education on the guitar, because that's what I really want to do. Thank you, and take care.